I've gotten back into making some puddles, and sometimes the puddles come out with a little bit of devitrification. And I'm not sure what the shorthand version of that is. Is it Devit? Is it Devit? If you know, comment on this video because I'd like to know myself. Anyway, sometimes they come out with some of that stuff on the surface. And I know that one of the solutions for that is sandblasting, but I don't own a sandblaster. One of the solutions for that is to use armor etch or etching cream. I hate that stuff because it's just so much chemicals and feels like it's a big mess. And so somebody had suggested the great Larry Pyle, who is quite a nice guy and very smart as well. Larry had suggested that you could put him in a rock tumbler with some medium and tumble them for 12 hours, 24 hours, something like that, and that would get a nice finish on them. And that's exactly what happened. So here's one that I've already cleaned up that's got a really nice, I don't know if you can see this very well, matte. Let me turn there we go. Like a really nice matte finish to this. This is a turquoise and French vanilla stack that I had done. And so anyway, I'm going to show you, this is going to be a really rough video compared to what I've done before. I'm going to show you how I go about cleaning these up. So I'm outside, which is probably apparent. Grass, dead grass. The reason I'm outside is because I have a hose, a spigot hooked up out here. I don't have in my workshop, which is really just a third bay in my garage, I don't have any plumbing and sink and anything, so I have to go outside the garage and prop my stuff up on garbage cans. As you can see, this has got some zip residue on the lid because this is where I've sprayed some molds before, but I've got two garbage cans out here and these become my work tables. So what I have here is a rock tumbling canister. It's kind of a rubbery canister. I actually bought this whole set used on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or something, and it is a old one, but they're all about the same. And so what I did was I put all of my pieces, my puddles that I needed to wash, or to tumble rather, in here, and then I used this plastic. You can see that kind of beady looking texture in there is actually just little pellets of plastic. I think they're really sold for rock tumbling. And because I bought this used from somebody, they gave me a whole bunch. I've also heard you could just put some pony beads or something in there to create, I guess, just some extra volume and to give everything, I don't know what's the right word I'm looking for, just something to roll around in there with. As opposed to having all your glass pieces banging up against each other, this creates some void. And then the reason it's gray is because there's basically like a graphite powder that gets put in there. I think this one in particular was maybe some sort of medium grain powder. I can't recall. Real helpful video, huh, Schuler? Anyway, so what I also wanted to show you then was how I clean these up. I went to IKEA and bought this super cheap strainer that I'm going to use pretty much now just for rock tumbling. Bought this nice mixing bowl that has, you can't see it in the video, but a little bit of a rubbery bottom, so it actually sits and kind of grips nice. I bought two different sizes, a smaller one and a bigger one, and this sits nicely right on top of that. So what I'm going to do is dump all of this. And there's going to be some at the bottom. Looks like I got all the glass pieces out, so I'm not as concerned right now. I'll clean this up later. But I dump all of this in, and then I'm going to use the hose and just kind of spray all these pieces off. I've been collecting puddles and odds and ends for a while, so this isn't all from the same batch. This is just something that I had been collecting. And so basically, I'm just going to hose these off. Sorry for the video work. And then once they're cleaned off, as you see, the water and some of that graphite stuff is dropping in below. But now as these are rinsed, I can separate them out. And what I'm trying to do is I try to be frugal. So I'm going to reclaim these beads, these little plastic pellets, and maybe even the graphite stuff. I can let the water dry off of it, and if I can reclaim and reuse some of that, I will. I don't think it's going to hurt the glass, and This stuff isn't super expensive, so I wouldn't have to do that, but I just kind of like to do it. So that's essentially it. What I'm trying to do is just show you that just a couple of dollars makes this job a lot easier. I found over time. Before I was fishing these out of a canister, individually rinsing them. It was kind of a big pain in the butt. So work smarter, not harder. Okay. So after I've rinsed these are the pellets that are left. I'm going to let them dry and I'll reclaim those. And then after I carefully poured off the water, that's all the graphite material that's left. And so again, I'll let that dry and I'm positive I can reuse this fairly successfully. I may have lost a little bit of the graphite in the process and we'll need to add a little bit more the next time that I tumble anything, but I'm going to be frugal and save that. Okay, so here they are all cleaned up. I've taken them to the sink, washed them with soap. This one's still a little bit wet, but you can see the nice matte finish that you get on all of these. I have zero Devit issues anymore. Some of them I'll leave as they are. Like I said, I'll polish them, I will fire them until about 1,000 to kind of lock in that matte finish. And then others I'll take up to a full fire polish. I think some of them look really cool, like the rainbow. The turquoise and French vanilla look kind of neat as that, but some of them, like these, have a clear top to them. Clearly I need to full fuse those to get them back to a beautiful, polished, clear look. So there you go. Thank you for watching.